Hello, people. I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel, Pastor Chidi Shekina. I want to say I'm sorry for sometimes I've not updated this particular channel because I've been off the social media for a while. I've been engaged in some other things that have kept me out of the social media for a while. Okay, but since I left, quite a lot of things has happened that I will like to react to. What I'll be doing here is actually a reaction video, and I'll be doing some sort of analysis and just sharing my own opinion on what I think is going on. All right. The first thing I want to talk about here is Papa E.A. Adeboye, Pastor E. Adeboye, and the claim he made um, that God drank tea with him. Okay. Look for that. I will be putting a link of that video on my description, and you can watch it, okay, and hear exactly what he said, okay, so that you can understand, hear from the horse's mouth, as people would say. Hear exactly what he says so that you won't take what he has said out of context. But the bottom line of what he said is that God drank 1 cup of the tea they made. And he was like, who drank the tea? There were only 2 people drinking the tea, that is him and his wife. And the wife wasn't the one that actually drank the tea. All right. So, and he began to ask, who actually drank the tea? Who drank the tea? Only to come to hear the voice of God and said, when you prayed before you started eating, you asked me to come and join you and eat. And I honored your invitation and did exactly that. And since then, I think that is an old video, actually. That's an old video. The congregation that had it didn't really see anything much about that video, apart from the fact that he was trying to communicate the fact that God answers prayer, even something as little as some of the things we think doesn't matter, as little as things that are insignificant as your breakfast, that God is involved. He's a personal God that wants to be involved in a personal way in your life. I believe that is what he's trying to communicate. And he wants to be so involved, even to the extent that he wants to be involved in your breakfast. Okay? And you can lay hands on that video and hear him yourself. And he said also that he knows that a lot of people will not believe him. You don't have to believe it, because that is his personal revelation, and that's his personal experience. Okay, you won't have to doubt his encounter with God. Okay, whether you believe it or you don't believe it, it didn't happen to you, but it happened to him, and that was given to him personally for a personal reason. All right, so now, until Pastor Abel Damina reacted to it and began to say things like, what brand of tea did God drink? You should tell us so that we can also be part of it. Maybe drink that. Perhaps we can get God to drink tea with us. I begin to slight what Papa Adeboye said, okay, which is even a very old sermon, okay. And according to Pastor Abel Damina, he thinks he's trying to free people from some sort of religious whatever mental slavery he calls it, and all that. I don't know what he's after. I don't actually know why he's on a rampage to do this. Trying to destroy what you personally was part of and you have built over the years. All right? And then I don't really know. Okay? So when he slighted that, okay, the thing went, of course, social media. Every other blogger wants to talk about it. P.A. Adeboye, Pastor P.A. Adeboye said that God drank tea with him. God drank tea with him. Before you know it, people began to make fun of it and slight that. Now, I want to react to this. The first thing that I want to react to is the fact that it is his personal experience. It happened to him. It didn't happen to you. So you have no right to doubt him. Okay? You were not there. It's a personal experience. There are only two people who can bear witness to that, him, his wife, and God. You were not part of that meeting where one cup of his tea was emptied and he knew the wife did not take it and he was asking and God said, you invited me. It's a personal experience. Unless if from the onset you're doubting the whole idea of Christianity, because everything about Christianity is based on the supernatural. If you don't believe in miraculous or miracle, you can't be a Christian, because everything about Christianity has to do with miracles. Okay? The virgin birth, that a virgin gave birth, is miraculous. Okay? That Jesus performed all sorts of miracles, walked upon the sea, healed the sick, healed the lame, cleansed the lepers, and all that, turned water into wine, and all that. They're all miraculous. That he died, and after 3 days he resurrected, it's all a miracle. Then he ascended right before the eyes of his disciples, according to Acts of Apostles chapter 1, was a miracle. And you have to believe all these things before you can say you're a Christian. If you don't really believe it, you're not a Christian. Okay? Now, if these things are not true, then it means our faith is based on fallacy. Our faith is based on false claim. Then it means our faith is false faith. All right? So, but the truth is that the miraculous has not ceased. We keep seeing miraculous every day. There are a lot of personal miracles that I don't want to be sharing here. Why? Because if I'm sharing it, it relates to some people, and I don't want to I've not taken permission from those people to share such experiences, even though I don't intend mentioning names and locations and places. So I'll need to take permissions from such people before I can mention some miracles. I have seen miracles happen personally. So apart from the fact that I believe in everything that the Bible says about Jesus, I believe in his resurrection from the dead, I believe in all those things. I believe he ascended, I believe he's coming back again, which is the foundation of my faith. All right? That's what makes me a Christian. If you don't believe in the miraculous, you cannot be a Christian. So what he just experienced or explained is miraculous. So if you are doubting, you're a doubter, and you're not a believer in the first place, you will doubt such experiences. Okay? Now, and it's my suspicion there are quite a lot of people who are going to church who are not even sure if God exists. They are going to church, they are not even sure what they believe. They are just going to church because their parents actually were Christians and they followed suit, and they are adults now, and they are just following suit because they were just following the bandwagon effect. Okay? They have not actually taken time to rethink or ponder over what they actually said they believe. All right? So the truth is that if you don't believe in the miraculous, you're not a Christian, and that's just the truth. And I believe in the miraculous because the greatest proof that Jesus actually resurrected is redemption. And every day, people are encountering God in their personal lives. People are seeing transformations and all that. So I want you to notice this, okay? And then, I've said it. Then secondly, let's look at it theologically. Can God drink tea? Which is where a lot of people are saying, what brand of tea and this. Can God actually eat human food? Is it possible? I mean, why should you doubt that? If God in Christianity can become a human being, is it a cup of tea that God cannot drink? Yes. If he can actually become a human, according to John chapter 1 verse 14, the word became flesh and dwelt amongst us, according to Colossians chapter 3 verse 9. Now, if God actually became a human being, is it a cup of tea that is too much for him to drink? All right? Now, when Jesus resurrected from the dead, he ate. When Jesus resurrected, he ate, even at that glorified self. So could it be that that encounter was actually Jesus who appeared and drank from it? Because he ate from his disciples. So read the Bible. So, biblically speaking, God can actually drink human tea. Because when Jesus resurrected, he ate from the disciples' food. He ascended to heaven as in a bodily form. And could it be that he also appeared to Pastor Adeboye and drank a cup of tea? So I believe that. All right? In the first place, I don't have any doubts. I don't have the right to doubt him because it is his personal. I have also had some strange personal encounter that if I begin to talk about them, you will doubt me. So that's why I don't like sharing. I've shared a few of them. I don't like sharing. So if I begin to share those personal experiences, okay, many of you will doubt it. You say this is another religious bigot or whatever, but those are real experiences. Let me tell you something. There is one thing divinity have always done. Divinity have always sought to be human. I mean, look at let's go by the first Genesis chapter 1 or Genesis chapter 2 when God created Eden. The way the Bible presented God. The Bible says that God will walk through the garden in the cool of the day just to come and have a discussion with the man he created. Now, what does that tell you? Is a God who is seeking relationship. Is a God who is seeking koinonia, communion. He wants to relate with his creation. And that was why he created his creation in the first place, to be like him. All right? Unfortunately, one day he came and Adam was hiding and running away from him. From that day, man has always gone farther and farther and farther and farther away from God. Even when Jesus came to bring us close to God, modernization, civilization, and all kinds of things happening around have taken us farther and farther away from God. That people are beginning to doubt spiritual experiences like this. I've had some spiritual experiences that if I tell you, watching me, you will not believe it. You won't believe it. You will think I'm just trying to indoctrinate you. I'm just trying to wash your brain. Okay? Now, there are people. So that settles it. God can actually eat human food if he chooses to eat it. Jesus is in heaven with his glorified body. And when he resurrected, he ate food from his disciples. True or false? So could it be that Jesus appeared to him? And we know that Jesus is God. And that's what we believe in Christianity, right? Okay. Now, the next thing that I want to react is we react to Abel Damina, not Abel Damina, Pastor Apostle Suleiman claimed that Paul's writing is his thoughts. Okay? That will be the next video I'm going to do. Please watch out for that video. I have a lot of shots talking about it. God bless you.